Welcome to the Get Trauma Informed podcast, dedicated to unraveling the complexities of trauma, its pervasive impact, and the journey towards holistic recovery and realignment. If your radiance has ever felt muted, like I and thousands of others, you're in the right place to reignite your inner light. I'm your host, Wellness Coach Liz Blanding, and this is the Get Trauma Informed podcast. Hi, on today's mini trauma recovery talk, we are going to talk about navigating or 8 ways to navigate grief using healthy holistic practices. And what we're doing now with the mini trauma recovery talks, you can go on over to Oasis Wellness, CTRS.com, and look over in the guide section, and you will be able to grab a PDF and audio version of the mini trauma recovery talks, because we know that oftentimes when we're navigating recovery, we learn in different ways, or we go through our recovery process in different ways. So we want to make sure that we have a method that will resonate and work well with you. So let's get started today. So we want to talk about, well, let me just frame it out a little bit for us. We're going to talk about mindful breathing and meditation, which is very, very helpful when we're recovering from grief. We want to talk about journaling for emotional release, herbal remedies for stress. We're going to talk about movement and physical activity, energy healing, like Reiki and acupuncture and reflexology, and why that's so important. Connecting with nature. That's another amazing way to recover. Aromatherapy for emotional support. And we're going to talk about building a support network. So this mini trauma recovery talk may go just a little bit longer than normal, but I want to make sure that we hit every topic here. So mindful breathing and meditation. Why is that so important? And if you can find different types of meditation, actually here on one of our resources or one of our platforms, is YouTube, right? You can look up something that resonates well with you as far as breathing, even guided meditation. I know when I first started meditating and learning how, my brain was like Grand Central Station. It was just racing. And every time I try to pull it back to center, and focus on my breathing, my mind will still wander. So that's often, I was going to say a testament, but it's actually a sign that you are racing, and we need some recovery. We need to bring it back down, right? So when we're navigating through grief, deep breathing, we often breathe surface. We don't take in that deep breath and then blow it out. That calmed me just now, right? And being mindful in your meditation, being in the present moment. I've often lived in the journey, and not lived in the journey, I should say, but lived in the destination. And it's really the blessings and the learning that you get in the journey, right? So being present, breathing, letting it out, and regrounding ourselves. It helps to reduce anxiety and the feeling of overwhelm, which can be associated with grief. If we incorporate that into our daily lessons or to our daily life, it's going to help us with our grief, and you're going to start to feel more calm and get more clarity. Okay. Let's go into number 2, which is journaling. Journaling for emotional release. Writing down your thoughts can be incredibly cathartic, right? If you take a journal and just say, this is my grief journal, and I'm going to write down my thoughts, you are emotionally releasing the grief, and you are actually processing and working through it. So that's a great way for you to reflect on memories, experiences, and emotions that can arise. And when they come up, don't beat yourself up. Track your progress of healing. Write it down. It really does help. And I know we all into our digital devices and everything, but writing it down, it is very therapeutic. Herbal remedies to relieve stress. It's one of my favorites. Y'all know I live in the world of natural and naturopathic, right? So incorporate some of the herbs like, chamomile. Let me tell you, chamomile, I don't know how good chamomile is for me, because I can't wake up when I drink chamomile. It takes me a lot, but it puts my body into a very, very relaxed state. So chamomile tea is amazing. Lavender, passion flower, add that into your daily routine of your teas, your essential oils, and your supplements. This can help with anxiety. It can improve your sleep, and it also can promote relaxation in those very, very difficult moments of grief. Because again, we all, in some form or fashion through our life, we're going to experience grief. But having these tools in your toolbox will help you to navigate and work through it in a healthy manner, right? Movement and physical activity. Let me tell y'all, get into some deep stretching. Ooh, that's one of my favorite places now, right? There is this one move that I absolutely love because it's called a puppy pose, and you stretch your arms out and you sink all the way in, and you're on your knees, yes, and then you're pushing your bottom up, and I tell you, it releases all of the stress that we hold in our hips, in our shoulders, and then you spread your legs wide. And those is a funny way to think about it, but you spread your legs and you're on your hands and you're stretching out like a puppy, and you're spreading your knees as far apart as you can, and then you're sinking your stomach in and you're pushing your bottom up. And I tell you, it releases a lot of the stress that we have and that we hold in our joints, in our hips, in our back, in our neck. I mean, so many things, and you'll start hearing things crackle, like snap, crackle, pop. The other thing is riding the bike, even if, whatever your challenges might be physically, but finding an exercise that resonate well with you will help you to release a lot of those emotions that are tied into your joints and the stress that's tied into your joints and your muscles. Even if it's walking or it's some sort of exercise that gives your body a sense of balance and helps you to re-regulate yourself. It also produces endorphins, which can help lift your mood and alleviate emotional heaviness, right? Because we don't understand that we have the power within our bodies to activate some of the hormones that we need, the feel good hormone. Sometimes that gets us in trouble because it takes us over into the addiction space. But if we can do it in healthy quantities, right? We already have the power within our bodies to help us to reground, recover, and realign, rebuild ourselves. We have that capability. And I'll tell you a quick story about myself. When I was first diagnosed with, and I tell you, it was a day, when I was told about, my knees, and I was told about the torn ligament in my neck, my eyes off balance, carpal tunnel in both my hands, that I was going to be on medication pretty much for the rest of my life, and or I was going to be in a wheelchair if I did not succumb to bilateral knee replacement surgery, and I just did not want it. And so again, I don't discourage anybody from traditional medicine because it does have its place. It is up to you to choose chocolate or vanilla. You're just going to have a different experience. I chose what worked best and resonated with me, which was the naturopathic way. I just identified with it, and it worked well with me in my recovery and now my relapse prevention and making sure that I stay in a healthy space, right? And one thing that I want to dispel the myth that once you go through recovery, you're 100%. Let's take that off the table, because you're forever changed. Mind, body, spirit, soul. You're forever changed. But that does not mean that you can't walk into your purpose. You can't walk into the beautiful person that you were designed to be. We just have to put more tools in our toolbox. But first, it starts with awareness, right? And so we all are going to face grief or some type of loss throughout our lifetime. If we have the healthy tools in our toolkit, that's what's going to help us to get over. That's what's going to help us to recover and help us to reset and realign much quicker than if we pull the covers over our head and said, okay, enough is enough. Life done kicked my butt, and now here's this loss, right? And also giving yourself the space and the time re to recover and to grieve. Allow yourself the grace to grieve, right? To my energy healing, man. Okay, so when our energy is off balance, have you ever thought about this, right? Rub your hands together. When you rub your hands together, you'll start feeling a warming sensation. That's your energy. We have power. We give away our power. We don't know that we have the power, or we just Yeah, we don't know. We're not aware of how amazing we are actually built and formed, right? So energy is important. It's important that we keep the energy, grab the energy, right? And if you go on over to Oasis Wellness, CTRS.com, and you look up in the phototherapy patches, right? We talk a lot about or give you more information on how you can help to recover with the phototherapy patches. I'm telling you, I won't be without them. I wear them every single day, and they help you. They help your body to recover. And we talk about brain balance, and we talk about their body performing better. And that's what it is. We don't make medical claims with the patches, but we do say it's going to help your body to reset and to perform better. Okay. That's what energy work is all about. You may have you want to release some of that blocked energy that's just keeping you from being physically and emotionally balanced. Reflexology, wonderful, which helps by applying pressure to certain points in your feet, and that can help reduce some grief-related stress that is stored and helps the body to not be in harmony. You want to put your body back in harmony. You want to reset your body, right? Connecting with nature. Man, I tell you, it's nothing like the warm sun on your face, right? You're getting vitamin D and you're reconnecting with nature. And even walking barefoot in the grass help to rebalance yourself, help us to connect, right? On a nice long nature walk, just being at peace. And again, what did I say at the beginning? Living in the now, living in the moment versus living in the destiny. Because living in the destiny, that's also a form of escape. We're trying to escape something that's unpleasant in the present, and we don't want to get stuck in the destiny, right? Aromatherapy and emotional support. Aromatherapies like rose, frankincense, bergamot, these are all help. These will help you give your body the ability to feel comfort. It'll uplift this experience because grief has us feeling sometimes helpless and have us feeling very heavy. So we can do the diffusers, put the oils or the frankincense or what have you in the diffuser, and then let it seep through the house or seep through your office. That helps to change your mood, and it helps you. It helps to reduce sadness, and it gives you a more calm mind, and it promotes emotional healing. Now, building a support system is the last one of the eight. Building a support system around you. Let me tell you, the people that you have in your ear, around you, in your atmosphere, these people are absolute jewels. They're assets. But you can choose the type of people that you have in your atmosphere. Okay, oftentimes we're told like you can't choose your family members, and sometimes they drive us bonkers, but you can choose. You can choose the people that you want in your space, or that you allow in your space, and they help you to move through the grief. Or if they're pouring negativity in your ear, that can help prolong the grieving period, and it also can just knock you off your square, period. So I hope these 8 ways to navigate grief using healthy holistic practices was of a benefit to you. You can become a supporter of the channel. Just click off and click over to the Buzzsprout. Is Get Trauma Informed on the Buzzsprout, and become a supporter of the channel. We always look for support to help us keep this movement going and to even expand it, because part of the problem is that part of the challenge or problem is that a lot of us don't understand and are not aware that we are navigating through life at less than 100% of ourselves, because we're caught in a period of either grief or a period of trauma. And if we can get this word out, get this message out, and get the tools into the people's hands that so desperately needed, that's what we're here for. All righty. Bye for now. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. It's time to buckle up. No more suffering in silence. Our Power Pack journey to recovery and realignment starts now. Remember, you were collateral damage on someone else's warpath. Trauma is not your fault. Recovery, however, is your responsibility. I'm your host, Wellness Coach Liz Blanding, and this is the Get Trauma Informed podcast.